You know, this happens a lot. Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thank you for being part of it. Today, we are doing something very special. We are doing an interview with Justin, and it is on a 92 Mexican Beetle. I know that you're used to the DIYs every week. However, I think this is a lot of fun to meet other community members, and they take out the time of their day to come over and show what they have. So let's get into it, and let's meet Justin. Okay, so here we have Justin.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
And we started talking online, which led to the telephone, and found out that he only lives a certain amount of miles from me. So it was really convenient. So I said, you know, why don't we do an interview, because there's really not that many Mexican Beetles around. So how long have you had yours?
I've had this one for about 2 months.
Okay.
I found it on Facebook Marketplace. My father and I drove to Cleveland, Ohio, where I found a little bit of the history. It was in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
About 2014. I found a receipt when I was cleaning it.
Yeah, you can see the receipt right here. Okay.
And then it went from Mexico City to Arkansas.
Right.
And then from Arkansas to Cleveland, Ohio.
Wow.
Where I went and picked it up. And now it's in southwestern PA.
And that's a heck of a journey, in all honesty. I mean, you can't come across these that easy. I mean...
Well, I wasn't specifically hunting for a Mexican Beetle, but when I found this one, I determined that it was probably worth spending a little extra money because there's no rust.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, the floor pans are solid, the heat channels are solid, and you know how that is.
Yeah, because on our Beetles, we know when you get them, you're pulling the body off, replacing the heater channel. So I can understand why you tried to avoid that if possible. Sometimes it is better to spend a little bit of extra money than to dig in and do what I'm doing, because it can be a complete nightmare sometimes.
And, you know, I just kind of wanted to get in it and go. You know,
right.
It does need a little bit of stuff here and there, but it's all kind of minor.
Right.
So that's all going to be this winter. I was just glad to be able to get it and drive it a little bit this summer.
Now, when you bought it, did you have any trouble titling or anything like that?
No, because it already had a clean Ohio title. So when it came from Mexico to Arkansas, I don't know that process.
Yeah, right.
But that was one of the other nice things about it, is I just took it to the title place and did the notary, and that was it.
Absolutely. Now, was there anything hidden that from a previous owner you didn't know about? Because that happens.
Well, I wouldn't say hidden, but it wasn't quite as good as he made it out to be when I got there. You know, it was about a 3-hour drive to get to Cleveland.
Right.
And I was real excited when I got there, but it was still kind of sitting off in the weeds, and it wasn't washed or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it had a flat tire. Dad and I had to go get air for it so we could test drive it and stuff. But I wouldn't say hidden, but it presents pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, it does. When I seen you pulling up, I was very impressed. And although you did send me some photos, this is a very, very nice stance on it too. I love the stance. We're going to be discussing off camera today about some drop spindles for him. I think it'll be pretty close, but I want to try to help him out in any way I can. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a walk around the car inside it, show you a little bit of differences between the Mexican of 92 and 93. And of course, these are run off of a 68 standard. So we'll go over that. Let's check it out. You want to take us around the car a little bit and show us? I see something here. Is that an alarm?
Yes, and the Mexican Beetles, they all came with an alarm.
Okay.
It has a key similar to a key that you would use to open a pop machine.
Right.
And that's how you would arm or disarm your alarm. It runs itself all the way back towards the engine compartment. There's a horn back there, I'll show you, and it actually cuts the power to the ignition coil. That's how it
oh, okay, okay. And you said though you have to get a key made for that.
Yeah, if I can.
We probably can. I have somebody I can talk to you about, and he's a professional locksmith, so maybe we can get that working for you.
Cool.
Now, what size tires and wheels?
These are a 15-inch, and they are a 195 50/15.
Okay.
They are an 8-inch wide wheel.
Wow.
With a 20 ET20 with 20 back spacing, and I'm using a 1-inch spacer.
Okay.
Adapter to take it from 4x130 to 4x100 bolt pattern.
They're actually beautiful. The wheels make or break a car.
That's true. You can really. When I first got the car, it had these ugly, ugly wheels, and I can actually give you a picture of them.
Right.
And then I went to a 17-inch wheel, and I think that it compromised the ride too much because it had a very low profile tire.
Right.
So then I've had the car for 2 months with 3 different sets of wheels.
Oh my, yeah, I think I had a photo of black wheels on it.
Yeah, those were the 17s.
Yeah, I'll have you send me a photo to insert here of the wheels that came on it. Now, I do notice half moons behind the quarters on a 92, which is unusual. So that we don't know what the deal is with that.
I don't have much history on the car itself other than what other Volkswagen experts are telling me.
Right. Now, what size tires are on the back?
Same.
Same?
Square set.
Okay. And you're riding close.
I was riding too close on the other side.
Yeah, we had to talk about that. Truthfully, I think they look great. And it's nice because it's kind of an upgrade. It gives it a nice style. And we'll start out front here before we go inside. And I don't see an antenna.
No, I think the antenna was here. You can see a little body work starting to come through. That's one of the many things that I want to fix.
Right.
Also, you can see all this overspray that's not supposed to be there.
Right.
Again, that's something that I'm going to be taking care of over the winter. I got all new seals.
Right.
I got all new fender beading that goes in.
Right.
I'm just going to work on it slowly over the winter, but I just mainly wanted to drive it for the summer.
And that's easy stuff to fix.
Yeah, I'm going to take the wiper arms off and I'm going to paint them.
Right.
I believe my sprayer nozzle is painted shut, so I got a new one of those as well that I'm going to work on.
Now the VW logo, that is different.
Is it different?
Yes.
Okay.
That's nice. I like it. That could have been a Mexican feature.
I think that it was on some of the videos that I watched on YouTube.
Okay. And as we see here, there is no longer a vent for the fresh air, which usually was a bad idea because when it came down to it, you got a lot of water through there and it caused rust. So here's a nice side shot. Very, very nicely done. And did we upgrade the headlights?
No, those are factory headlights from on a Mexican Beetle. They're all flat like that.
Wow. Okay, now that I didn't know. And as you can see from the side, they're flat. Those are nice. I thought they were aftermarket.
Now, the Mexican Beetles generally come with a color-matched bumper.
Okay.
I replaced the front bumpers with some chrome ones, and I'm not overly impressed with the quality. I mean, they're very thin like a soda can.
Right.
But the chrome looks nice, and I will probably eventually put the color-matched ones back on after I get it painted.
I will say it does complement the car well. I really like the chrome ones, but you have to do what you like. And when you say about the new ones being too thin, sadly, we can't escape that now. I believe Wolfsburg West, a couple of them that sell the stainless steel ones are pretty thick, but they are extremely expensive.
Yeah, I believe I paid $129 for the front and I think $99 for the rear.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think the stainless are near $300, I'm pretty sure, so they're a little pricey. Can we take a look in your trunk?
Sure.
Okay. He released it from inside the glove box.
So I'm going to be, another project that I have that I'm going to be working on is I'm going to be trying to clean up this wiring and getting the, what do they call it, Slade?
Oh, the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, I might have one for you before you leave. I'll check and see.
Cool.
I think I do. And if I do, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, but I just got some, this was some of the stuff that kind of came in the car, just like some random tools and stuff. But,
right. It's in very, very nice condition.
The gas gauge works, which I am happy about. But, you know, it has that classic gas smell. When
oh,
it's
yeah.
full.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think the charcoal canister is somewhat faulty. But,
yeah.
That's all in due time. You know, you can't do it all at once.
And I see a different style of a windshield washer bottle.
Yes, I have an electric motor. No running off the spare tire.
Right. And that is so convenient because I don't know how many times people have said, I went, got a flat tire, pulled my spare out, and there was no air in it. Anytime you can do an electric upgrade, and I did do a video on that, so that you could have electric. This, I believe, was actually stock from the factory.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge.
Yes. So that's awesome. That is, I like how it's tucked in there and sits up inside. That is something that I may try to find for the 68. I like that. That gets it out of the way, definitely. Everything looks nice and clean on it.
Yeah, it just needs a little bit of love. It's hard to tell what all was done and not done, but I'm going to be able to take my time with it now over the winter, do some of the projects. Like I said, I didn't really start on a lot of the other things just because I wanted to be able to drive it this summer.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, let's start walking down the other side. So, I came back a little bit further for a reason. Look how beautiful the stance is on this. I don't see that quite often to where it can overwhelm me. It's beautiful. I think the stance is perfect. I am going to measure before he leaves today for drop spindles and see. I don't know, they look pretty close, but there's a possibility. So let's walk down this way and notice dual mirrors.
Oh yeah, that's another thing on a Mexican Beetle. You get 2 mirrors.
And that's from the factory?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My dad has a 73, and he only has 1 mirror.
Oh, okay. And that's the thing. The dual mirrors are nice. They really are a great addition. This is really a nice straight car. No problems in the roof. It's nice and rounded. Sadly, we're going to help this guy get some pop-outs. I think it'd be fun to do to this car with him. And it'll give you a nice flow-through ventilation. So let's get you hooked up with some pop-outs. Look, we're modifying this car.
I'm fine with that. I really want to get the lid lift.
Oh, okay. Okay.
From the top. I just like the way they look.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't have any problems with overheating or anything. I just like the way they look.
Right. Mostly when they're stock, you don't. I mean, now, do you get much rain in the back of the vents?
There is some that comes in, and I'm constantly trying to wipe down below the trunk lid because, you know, it gets the dirt from the inside of the trunk lid down on there. But
right.
We were talking, that's nice about white. You just kind of wipe it off.
Right, right. Now, as we go to the back, you're going to notice the taillights. Now, what they did is 73 and up taillights on them. And as you see the side shot, this thing's just amazing. I love the stance. He definitely nailed it. It's a very, very honest car. Let's take a look at the motor here. Okay, so we have our 1600 dual port. Now this is a 92. This was the last year for the carburetor.
Correct.
Okay. And I don't believe it has hydraulic lifters either.
That would be on you.
Yeah, I do believe this was the last year for the flat tappets. This won't have the hydraulics in it, so this was the last year, which, you know, I know there's guys that like fuel injection and hydraulic lifters, but I like more of the mechanicals, like the carbureted. If there's an issue, it's pretty quick and easy to fix.
And it still has points.
Yeah, we still have the points in there. There's no electronic ignition. Do you want to give it a start up for us? Okay. Just a quick start up and a little rev. You can hear how nice this car sounds. Wow, that started right up. Single outlet. It started up immediately and without hesitation. Wow, that started right up. Single outlet. Now that's what you call a well-tuned car. And for people that say you got to have the fuel injection to make them run properly, no, you don't. You do not. Now, he did just run into an issue and had a new alternator put on it. And I believe he said he bought it at O'Reilly's.
Yeah, and I was overcharging. It was, the original was putting out 17 volts. I had a failed voltage regulator.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, it did some other things. It took out the points. It took out the condenser. It took out the coil. I thought it took out the headlights, but they're okay. But it did take out the relay for the headlights.
Ugh, what a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the one wire. So that was a nice addition. And I don't know what brand it is, but maybe you guys can see it came from O'Reilly's. And he had no issues like we have in the past. Very, very nice sounding engine. And he drove about 45 minutes and to get here, because he hasn't been able to drive it much, but he said it was like a well-oiled machine. Now you will notice the one tailpipe. So they are different on these. And something very unique, besides the half moon vents, these are based on a 1968 Beetle platform. And the reason I say that is it's new, but it's a swing axle. So it has the long axle shafts like 68 did in there, and that's the long axle tubes. So that's what they did different on these. So we're going to go ahead, walk up the other side. Very, very nice car. I love the Mexican Beetles, I really do. And they did a good job on the tint.
Yeah, it was my friend, a friend that I used to work with, Parker. He did that for me, and he did a pretty nice job.
Yeah, he absolutely did. I've tried it before. You have to have a knack for that, in all honesty, because it's so easy to get the air bubbles.
Yeah. And I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Okay, I'm going to have you open the door. The doors open and close very nice on this. Beautiful door panels. Did you put the speakers in?
Well, they were in there when I got it, but they were not hooked up. So I kind of went through and fixed the radio so that it works. My dad helped me.
Okay. And as we noticed right away, the seats. Now, we didn't have these nice seats in our 68 and ups. These got to be much more comfortable. So let's go ahead and give me 1 second here. So let's take a look inside. We have the Mexican steering wheel, which I really like these. I wished I could put one on mine. And they stayed with the basic dash of the 68 and up.
I had a Mark IV steering wheel. They call it the 3-spoke off of a Mark IV Volkswagen.
Right.
And I tried to put it in here, but the splines are different. So
it might have a smaller shaft, in all honesty. Now, as you noticed, the switches on the dashboard. Now, I'm not an expert with the water compass of the MK series, but I believe these switches are from those. Not that he put them in, they did it in Mexico building them.
My mom had a 1990 Volkswagen Cabriolet.
Right.
It had the very, very similar switches in there for the headlights and the windshield wipers and things like that.
Okay, and that's what I thought. They do remind me of those switches. And we still have our original style flat box lid. And this would be in kilometers. So he can like feel like he's really going fast. Very nice. Very nice shifter. Was that shifter in here already?
It was, yep.
Okay. Very nice condition.
I think somebody previously did a headliner.
Here, let's try to get a back shot. Okay, we came in from the other side here. It was a little easier. The headliner is beautiful. Now, Justin did say he thinks that it could have been replaced. But nonetheless, beautiful. The back seat is very, very nice positioned. Are we putting speakers back here?
Well, there's already holes back there, and they were already there. And
right.
If you notice behind the driver's seat, there's a green wire.
Yeah, I see that.
That wire is coming from the coil. I have a rather large tack with a shift light that I'm going to put in underneath.
Oh, okay. You're going to put it right down below the dashboard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Great. Now, here's something that I will show you guys is the pedestal seats. Even though this is based on almost like a 68 platform, and I don't know if I'm even supposed to verse it that way, they use 73 and up seat rails. So that's something I don't know if any of you knew. I do like the shifter. The shifter is very, very nice. It looks great.
It's very short. It's very close together.
Right. Now, does it shorten the throw up?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah, it may. There's no doubt. This is a very, very nice car. This is something to be proud of. And I know he wants to do a little bit of, cleanup work, some small things, over the winter time, which that's the perfect time to do it. And I think we got a winner here. He definitely, not that he needs our acknowledgement, but this is a very, very nice car.
I looked at it as it's a good driver. It's a very good starting point if I wanted to go a little further with it.
Right, absolutely. And they sell so many parts for these. I know a lot of people will say, you shouldn't mess with them, leave them stock. It's your car. You're supposed to do it the way you want it.
And for the most part, this is stock.
Yeah,
it's got
right.
A little different offset on the wheel and stuff, but all the important stuff is stock.
Right, absolutely. And truthfully, you just don't see that many around where I live. When he said he had a Mexican Beetle, I'm like, uh-oh, you got to come over here. And it is. It's a nice car. I see the tint on the windshield halfway down. So I don't know if that was factory or not.
I think it is factory because it's not a film.
Right.
It's just kind of
like built in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I left anything out in the comments, I want you folks to go ahead and say some things that I missed, because I'm not an expert on the Mexican Beetles. Okay, so if in fact I did miss anything, please feel free. Nobody's going to take it wrong, and point some things out, and we'll go from there. So this was something different this week. I had a great time with Justin. We got to see a beautiful 92 Mexican, which, we're kind of privileged to see that. We don't see things like that very often, especially we live Northeast, and you don't see cars like that around, and sorry about the earpiece today. I'm testing a new microphone, so hopefully it caught both of us talking. And Justin, I want to thank you
You're very welcome.
for taking out the time.
Problem.
Great guy. Look forward to spending more time with him, because he really don't live that far from me. Like I said before, this VW community brings people together, and I've met a lot of wonderful people, in this. And when Justin and I started conversing online a little bit, I had not realized how close he was, and I was so thrilled. We talked on the phone a few times, and it's just, I see a new friendship already. So this is a wonderful thing. And leave in the comments, you know, anything you guys know about the Mexies, because I am not that educated on them. And Justin admitted
I don't know either.
he's still learning it too, you know. So we kind of put down what we thought in film, you know, of the differences, and I pretty close. Let me know what you guys think about the half moons. That part I'm confused on. I think somebody must have put them in, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, it's hard to say, because when people get cars, they do things, you know, and I like the changes. Well, I shouldn't say changes. I like what Mexico did with them, even with the electronic washer pump. You know, that's a big thing. So, but
that was their car up until 2003.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
21 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In 2003, there's a video online, which I'm not allowed because of copyright, but you'll see a video of the last Mexican Beetle built in 2003. Justin and I were discussing it earlier, and I've probably watched that video too many times, and it's amazing to watch them go through the factory and see what they do. It was all hands-on, like Justin had brought up earlier. He's a very accurate statement. But thank you for being here. Justin, thanks for taking out the time. I appreciate it. And let's try to get him on another time and get the GoPro in the car and take a nice long ride with him. I think that would be a lot of fun. And hopefully soon, this coming spring, we can get a nice get-together closer to me and Justin's area if people would want to show up, and have a nice get-together, family-oriented, of course, and do a nice meet. So thanks for being here. I'll see you Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the chat.